Don't worry, this video won't contain any complex formulas, no difficult challenges, no coding whatsoever, and certainly no mind-numbing theories. I'm going to reveal to you exactly how companies are currently training their AI systems. And by the end of this video, I will guide you through a straightforward pipeline that will enable you to start building your very own AI, even if you don't have any programming background. Let's just get to the point.
Well, everyone knows that ChatGPT, the most famous AI model, but despite its extreme intelligence, is completely unaware of your business's specific information. If you sell cosmetics, it doesn't know your detailed product list. If you sell software, it doesn't know the price of each service package or every contract term. You have a very unique warranty list, something it doesn't even know about. And ChatGPT or all current AI model have one major disadvantage. They don't know exactly what products they are selling. What are the specific warranty policies for each individual product? The internal procedures that you apply for customer service, employee documents, PDF files, and Google Docs. Basically, it knows nothing of the business's true core. Well, what about chatbots then? Chatbots, they just follow a script. If users ask questions even slightly off topic, it won't understand and will give the wrong answer. I just repeat the same tedious, uninteresting phrases. This means the customer experience it provides is extremely poor, and that's precisely why Rig was developed and created to address this specific issue. How can everyone be not just generally intelligent, but truly understand your business's specific documents, and from there effectively answer team members, grasp the full context, comprehend all policies, and also fully understand the products? Hello everyone, have you ever imagined your business having an AI that fully comprehends all internal documents, product trials, processes, and policies down to every single word in the instruction files?
At the end, it's like a customer, like an employer who has worked at the company for 5-10 years with experience, and most importantly, is not wrong. It doesn't speak carelessly, and it's not misinformed. All that information was provided by our team.
Okay, now we'll move on to the part where I'll demo a short segment for you all. First, I'm going to provide a PDF file. Good.
Into the document, then we'll execute it.
This step is essentially the process of breaking down and converting the document into vector embeddings, then inserting them into the database. So for instance, I've already inserted this into the document metadata, and the data will then be placed into this specific database. Once it's executed, all the vector databases will be stored within the document file section, just like this. So as you can clearly see, all our document texts have been analyzed to extract NPT into vectors.
This is the way that things are, and
At that time, AI already had all its data. Now I'll test with chat. I'll ask it about society specifically to give me a few quick words about the author's book.
So as you can see, AI will retrieve
all retrieval from vector databases related to
my provided document.
When we get started, I'll explain in detail what that is. So currently, you have a PDF file, which is essentially a book, and you want to embed it directly into your own data, right? Understood. This is the knowledge base for your business. If you dump all of this information into ChatGPT, it can read it, but it won't retain what you're thinking. The moment you close the tab, that session is effectively finished. The next time I opened it, all the data had completely vanished, but it was completely different.
will treat these documents as the business's living library. It does three very simple, straightforward things. First, ingest, that is inputting knowledge. Here, we'll input knowledge into this system. AI will understand an entire PDF and break the document into segments. Each segment will be a short, concise piece of knowledge, short enough to process but long enough to retain meaning. After that, we'll move on to the second part, which is called retrieval. At this point, the user will typically ask a question, for example, what is the return policy for the premium package? The AI will not answer immediately. Instead, it will first retrieve relevant information from its vast library.
So, it iterates through its own library, searching among hundreds of these vector databases.
So it goes to find which sections are relevant. It might answer from a policy file. It could be from a training email or a sales guide document. And the third step is to generate, which means creating the answer. Okay. After it finds those relevant documents, then it starts to formulate the answer. But this time, it's not based on imagination, it's based on your actual documents. So the answer will be factual, less fabricated, less inaccurate. You can imagine it like AI consulting a company's manual before answering customers instead of making it up. Okay, and next, this next part might be a little difficult, so I'll explain it slowly and clearly for everyone. When AI divides the data into small segments, it doesn't just store the text as plain words, but it transforms these text segments into what are called vector embeddings. Vector embedding sounds academic, but think of it as this unit. Each paragraph becomes a sequence of numbers. This sequence is its coordinate in a high-dimensional space, not 2 or 3, but maybe 768 or 1024. 4029 or more, and in that space, segments that share similar meanings will be found close to each other. Segments that are completely different will be located far apart. Let me give an example. All the parts that talk about warranty, returns, damage, or faulty products will be grouped into one area. All the parts that discuss bank transfers and invoices will be gathered into another region. So now, for instance, if a user asks about the return policy, what will the AI do then? It will also transform that question into a vector. So Kamata, at a point in the space, it searches for document segments whose vectors are closest to the query's vector, and that's called similarity search, searching for similar coordinates. After finding them all, it takes those segments and passes them to large language models like ChatGPT, Gemini, and
GPT rewrite the answer concisely, clearly, and with structure.
Okay, in summary, RAG finds real documents before answering. If the document isn't found, it can state it couldn't find it and won't answer by fabricating. Therefore, RAG significantly reduces AI's vagueness and fabrication, at least within the documents you provide. Alright then, okay, so moving on to the very next part. How exactly is this applied within RG? RG offers many great things, especially marketing, customer care, and sales. For example, a smart business chatbot. You don't need to follow a script. Just input the correct product documents, policies, and procedures. The chatbot will use RAG to answer based on that document. If customers ask about warranty, it will answer accurately. Don't ask about return conditions, it still answers correctly. If customers ask about product quality, it no longer makes random guesses. Automated marketing. Next, the AI uses RAG to read all documents related to
A trend, guideline, describing the brand's tone of voice, or describing various product lines.
So when you ask it to write 5 ad captions for product A, it will use unofficial materials to create new content but still maintain the correct tone, voice, and information. Next, a very interesting application in this area is 24/7 customer care. You won't need to do another night shift. AI can explain policies.
So in that case,
RAG is behind most, if not all, enterprise chatbot today. So whenever you encounter a bot that is highly accurate and relies on official documents, it's highly probable that a RAG system is operating behind it. And what's more, once you truly understand the underlying principles of RAG, you will perceive AI chatbots, especially those built on a retrieval system, through an entirely new lens.
Yeah, man. This is the very first video where I'm discussing RG, a new technique in AI right now. Thank you all for watching.